Bushnell, a soul in despair, a man who saw the world's cruel stare, set himself alight, a sacrifice so deep, to wake the world from its careless sleep, flame in the dark, and cry for the lost, a soul consumed by the world's heavy cost. 1 year on, what has changed? What have we done? The flames still burn, but no justice has come. Palestine weeps while the world turns its back, as the earth is scarred and the skies turn black. Why does the world turn blind to the cries of the innocent lives and mothers' goodbyes? Aaron's flame flickers, but we don't see the cost of silence, the price of apathy. How can we stand unmoved and feeling while the suffering grows, while hearts are reeling? Why has the world embraced such hate, when we love and injustice should be sealed for our fate? How can we forget Aaron's last play, his final act for the world to see? A man who burned alive, but we deny the blood of innocent, the cries that fly. What has the world become? What have we lost? A soul, a life, a world at cost, and yet we turn, we look away, as the flames of injustice still burn today. Why did we let this happen? How can we bear to live in a world so cold, so unfair? A life, a soul, free Palestine.
The military to say a prayer when we are carrying out the act of remembrance. I have a prayer here, it's called Surah Fatiha, it's out of the Quran, and it's quite inclusive. In the name of God, the mercy-giving, the merciful. Praise be to God, Lord of the universe, the mercy-giving, the merciful, ruler on the day for repayment. You do we worship, and you do we call on for help. Guide us along the straight road, the road of those whom you have favored, and whom you are not angry, nor who are lost. Amen.
Amen.
Hi, my name's Nell, and we've just held a vigil for Aaron Bushnell. He's the US service person who self-immolated a year ago today outside the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. He was a US military service person, so we've chosen the US embassy in London to hold the vigil, to hold them to account. He, in his last statement, said that he no longer wished to be complicit in the genocide that's going on in Palestine and the US's part that they play in that. And he had quite a lot of access to information, so he knew, as a service person, that America are complicit in this genocide, and he didn't want to be a part of it. And he sacrificed his life an extreme way by self-immolating outside the Israeli embassy and giving his life. And it does well to remember that he was just 25 years old with his whole entire life ahead of him. And he chose to sacrifice himself to send a strong message to the world about what is happening in Palestine and how the USA are complicit in the genocide. I think his sacrifice, in the way that he chose to do it, that's the most extreme form of protest, and it is apparently the most painful way to die. It's a horrible death. He died screaming, "Free Palestine," in total agony. He had the presence of mind to just keep screaming "Free Palestine." He wasn't screaming for anything else. He knew what he was doing, and he felt it right until the very end. I think that shows someone who is really serious about their feelings and how strongly they feel about something. It's not an easy form of protest, it's not a common form of protest, it's not a common form of suicide, and it wasn't suicide, it was a message, a very strong message. It's quite spiritual in a way, that form of protest. Buddhist monks have done it in Vietnam and protest. I don't really know what else to say other than it is a tragic loss of life, but I don't think he gave his life in vain. I think it sent a very strong shockwave through the entire world. and sent a very strong message, and I don't think he will ever be forgotten by the Palestinians or by the rest of us around the world.